this is Madhumita, a postgraduate film student here at Bournemouth University. Today I thought I'd sit down and talk to you guys about some of my favorite shops that are super budget friendly, both online and offline. These are the shops that I tend to gravitate towards to meet my essential needs for the month, and to be honest, even some non essential things when I'm in the mood to spoil myself. So, I've divided this video into four distinct segments. The first one is going to be where you can get your food shop done, the second one is going to be where you can find affordable stuff for your home decor, for kitchen or like your room. The third one is going to be where you can find affordable clothing items. So, the fourth one being food, because obviously some days we just need those takeout foods, and fifth one being discounts and coupons. So let's start with our food shop, because that is something I do every single week. I roughly average between 50 to 20 pounds to get my food shop done. So which places would I recommend? I personally love the prices at two places in the UK, Lidl and Aldi. Obviously, you could go to any one of the supermarkets and they're gonna have everything you need, but being a student you would need to strategize on what item you buy from which supermarket. Trust me, there's gonna be a reasonable price difference, say even for like a dark chocolate that you would shop at, say, a more pricier supermarket as compared to Lidl, which sells, I've seen dark chocolates range from even 50p, which is quite a bargain. So again, based on where you're living, I would prioritize your closest Lidl or Aldi to do your food shop. In case you're not living close to any one of these, there's always Asda, which does rollbacks. This is usually during the closing hours. So once you figure out some of those little tips and tricks, you can make sure that you're staying within your budget when you're doing your food shop. So now when it comes to home decor items, now personally, I love making sure that my room feels as homely as possible. It represents me as much as possible. I'm pretty sure I visited way too many home decor shops and sort of now know which places are my go-to. Some of the places that I would recommend are George, which you can find at Asda. They sell some really affordable fitted sheets, duvet covers, and I even bought all my plates and crockeries from Asda. There's also Wilko if you're searching for more color alternatives for your fitted sheets and duvet covers. If you're looking for some little bits and bobs for your room just to decorate it, I would highly suggest Tiger. It's easily become one of my favorite shops here in UK. Another place I would recommend for your crockery dish needs is Typo, which is an online store. On an average, I wouldn't say it's the most affordable place as compared to the other things I've been talking about, but they do often put up these clearance sales. They have like all these seasonal discounts, so you can keep an eye out for those days, because that's usually when I'm out here spending on Typo. Like I bought like 3 mugs for as low as £4. What I strongly suggest is for you guys to thrift your clothes. I personally use Vinted, and obviously there's gonna be a lot of charity shops in and around where you live. Websites like Vinted have made it so much more easier for you to navigate through all the clothes and like filter it according to what you specifically need. So the second place that I would suggest is Primark. If you're a new kid, there's no way you would have not heard about Primark. I feel it's like everybody's go-to shop in here, and why not? Because most of the clothes are decently priced and they pretty much have everything when it comes to clothing items, and they also try to stay relevant as much as possible when it comes to the trendy clothes. If that's something that you prioritize, Primark could be a good option for you to visit. The third shop being TK Maxx. Now TK Maxx, I've never personally shopped from there yet, but I've been there a few times. It's almost like a blink and miss sort of chance with TK Maxx. Sometimes you find some really good pieces, sometimes you just go back home empty-handed. But I've seen my friends, like my flatmates, find some really good House of Sunny pieces at TK Maxx for like half the original price. So maybe it's just me who's having difficulty in finding good pieces at TK Maxx. Yeah, I would definitely recommend for you guys to check it out at least once and just to see what's in there. Now let's move on to takeaways or just eating out in general. Which places are the most student friendly, let's say? So none of them are going to be cheap or like anywhere compared to you making your own food, so let's just keep that in mind. Some of the places that I personally feel are super budget friendly, student friendly: McDonald's. Obviously everybody loves their Mackies over here. You can get a proper lunch for as low as £3. I've done that before, but again, it depends on everybody's appetite level. But I also think like even with £5, you'll be able to find a decent amount of food at McD. The other go-to places for me when I'm not really willing to spend too much, but I still want to eat out, are Greg's and Nando's. I feel their prices are decent, especially when you go and get it yourself instead of doing a Deliveroo or Uber Eats. So obviously there's going to be delivery charges when you're opting for food delivery. So I would recommend, if it's close by, just walk there and get your own food instead of ordering it online. So usually I would recommend keeping all your notifications on for your favorite shops like Zara, H&M, or whatever it is that you really tend to like, because the clearance sale, the Black Friday sales, the Boxing Day sales over here are insane. Prices go down to as low as about 80% during Boxing Day sales, in fact. So that is something you should really make use of. I would recommend getting all your winter wear, things that are usually on the pricier side during the sale, so it saves some amount on your pocket, and you can also still buy branded designer wear stuff. And the next thing that I would recommend are two apps, one being Student Beans and the other one being Uni Days. So both of these things serve the same purpose. They give you student discounts on so many different things like homeware, clothing, even sometimes for hair salons and stuff. So that is something that I use on a daily basis. Like every time I shop online or offline, I make sure to go on these apps to check like if they have any discounts running, because it saves you so much money. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it useful, and yeah, I shall see you guys next time. Bye.